Okay, you guys, so coming back now with lesson 3. And lesson 3, we're going to go over the remaining 5 tones in Hoisan. So in the first lesson, we went over the 5 basic tones. There's 5 more tones in Hoisan. The good news is that all 5 of these remaining tones build off of the first 5. So if you know the first 5, you just have to add one more element and you'll know all of these remaining 5. There are different ways of counting the tones. Some linguists will count what they call the entering tones. And basically all that means is that if a word ends with P, T, or K, any tones that have words with those letters at the end count as a separate tone. So because of that, if you count entering tones, there's actually up to 17 tones in Hoisan, but if we're not counting that, there's really just 10 tones. So for all of these tones that build off of the basic 5 tones, I denote them by simply doubling the numbers. So for example, there's a double 1 tone, double 2 tone, double 3 tone, double 4 tone, and a double 5 tone. First, we'll start with the double 1 tone. The double 1 tone is a number 1 tone which falls. And to review, the first tone would be the high tone. Example would be the word gong, guan, lo. But if these were all double 1 tones, it sounds like gong, guan, lo. So if you notice, what my voice is doing is it's falling. So just to contrast, I'll say each one of these words first as a 1 tone and then as a double 1 tone. Gong, gong, guan, guan, lo, lo. Next tone is the double 2 tone. So all of the double 2 tones sound like a 2 tone that rises. So we'll review. If I said all of these words as a 2 tone, it would be liang, chang, gim, liang, chang, gim. As double 2 tones, they sound like liang, chang, gim. Notice that what my voice is doing is it's rising. Liang, chang, gim. So for the double 3 tone, a double 3 tone is a number 3 tone that rises. We'll first review the third tone, which is a low tone. Chang, gao, gu. A double 3 tone is a number 3 tone that rises. So they sound like chang, gao, gu. And I'll say all of these as just 3 tones followed by double 3 tones so you can hear a difference. Chang, chang, gao, gao, gu, gu. One of these words that I said, which is the first one, chang, that means orange. And you'll notice that when I went over the double 2 tones, there was another word there, also spelled C-H-A-N-G, but it's a double 2 tone instead, chang. So the difference is that double 2 tone, chang, that means a pot. But double 3 tone, chang, which is low tone rising, that means an orange. So that's an example of a difference in tone making a difference in the meaning. Chang versus chang. Double 4 tone sounds like a 4 tone that rises afterwards. This one may be more difficult to hear, so try to bear with me and listen for the differences. If I said all of these words as just 4 tones, they would be pronounced li, va, lu, li, va, lu. As double 4 tones, li, va, lu, li, va, lu. So you hear how my voice, it almost sounds a little bit whiny because your voice has to do that first falling that occurs in the fourth tone, but then it rises after. So this is a fourth tone that rises afterwards. I'll say each one as a fourth tone, and then I'll say it as a double fourth tone so you can hear the difference. Li, li, va, va, lu, lu. And here's something you can contrast with. If the word li was a double three tone instead, so instead of li, if it was li, that li means pear. But as a double four tone, li, that means your tongue. So there's li, which means tongue, and then there's li, which means pear. Li, li. Last tone is the double five tone. So this is a fifth tone that rises at the end. I'll say all of these as just fifth tones first. Dong, dai, koi. Now as double five tones. Dong, dai, koi. And now I'll say all of them as a fifth tone followed by a double five tone so you can hear the difference. Dong, dong, dai, dai, koi, koi. This actually is important because the last two examples that I gave here, saying them in a different tone actually changes the meaning and the grammatical function. If you say ndai as a fifth tone, that means which, as in which one are you talking about. If you said ndai with a double five tone, so that's a fifth tone that rises, now that changes the meaning to where, as in where is it at. And then the word koi. If it's a fifth tone, koi, that means this, as in this thing here. But if you make it a double five tone, koi, that means here, as in right here. Okay, so we finished the 5 basic tones in lesson 1. We finished the pronunciation and phonetic spellings in lesson 2. And then now in lesson 3, we've gone over the 5 remaining tones in Hoisan. So we've gone over all 10 tones and all the sounds and pronunciation. From this point out, the remaining lessons will just go over vocabulary, how to put sentences together, and how to express yourself in the language. If you have any other questions regarding pronunciation or tones, just refer back to these first 3 basic lessons that should build your foundation for the future videos.